Well, as the snow poured down this winter, the cost on the state to remove it went up.
Oh yeah, the South Dakota Department of Transportation recently announcing the total cost accumulated as they fought to keep all the roadways clear. Cordell Wright in studio with a look at those numbers here at 5. Cordell.
Good evening, Brian and Andrea. This snowy winter season may have busted your spirit, and it also busted the Department of Transportation's budget.
We had a really hard winter starting in that December timeframe right through into April.
Craig Smith, the South Dakota Department of Transportation Director of Operations, works with the governor's office to come up with the annual budget, looking at costs such as labor, salt, and diesel.
We put a lot more miles on those trucks, but the cost of diesel this year is probably double from what it was a couple years ago. So diesel, salt, those man hours are the things that really start adding up when we have these types of events.
They began with a $20 million budget for snow removal.
This year we're going to end up being expenditures somewhere around $36 million, so well over our budget.
While portions of South Dakota saw upwards of 5 to 6 feet of snow, that wasn't even the driving factor for cost.
Where you start getting ice or warm weather events, we're using a lot more salt and having to make a lot more trips to try to treat those. So it really isn't the amount of snow, it's really just the sheer number of days.
Thankfully, the DOT requested and received approval from the governor as well as the legislature for additional budget authority, because if they hadn't,
we definitely would have had to look at some changes to our practices, and whether that was just cutting back on some of our summer activities that we typically do, or maybe waiting to purchase equipment and things like that. But fortunately, we got the approval.
Smith hopes for a less strenuous winter next year because winter cleanup is taxing for everyone involved.
It's hard on our budget. It's hard on our guys. We had operators that worked 57 out of 60 days, and those aren't 8-hour days, those are 10, 12, 15-hour days out in a snowplow in very difficult conditions.
And throughout the course of the winter, the South Dakota Department of Transportation was forced to close the interstate a total of 48 times. Andrea.
All right, Cordell, thank you.